Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Tristan, and today in this video, what I got going on for you guys is I want to discuss, we're going to be getting into the Jordan 1 UNC Toe, which is coming up very soon, set for July 22nd, and I'm going to be discussing the possibility of a shock drop before this release happening, which, I mean, more or less is very realistic. The stock on these is a little bit higher. We're going to get into the numbers that are rumored on this video, and I mean, it sounds accurate to me, because these aren't going to be low stock per se. Most Jordan 1s recently have been higher stock, so expect these to kind of follow that, and I have one that I'm going to compare this one to, since I think they're going to, kind of follow similarly in terms of their resale price over time. So if you guys want more content like this, feel free to check my Instagrams, any of that down below. And of course, my friend and I are always offering the best to our members down below, so be sure you guys don't miss out on getting that wait list. You can see some of the Undermarket deals we've done recently in HYPELABS, of course, trying to have the best amount of stock and, of course, the good deals for you all so you can cook, clothing, and sneakers. And it's not just this, of course, you can go to our website and see everything that is offered here. The Undermarket deals, our free app for members, again, one-on-one support if you want to learn how to buy anything like that, and even, again, low-key flips so you can learn how to flip other things online, free food codes, and like a homework help bot even, so that's, useful around back to school time. And of course, showing you early info as well. So again, this will be useful for this exact drop. We'll have like all the exact times and pings for that, confirmed stock numbers, so that'll be in HYPELABS. So I hope to see you guys on that waitlist down below. Don't miss out, and let's get started. So of course, the Jordan 1 UNC Toe again is set for a July 22nd release. This is the main thing that you all should keep on your mind, and this is for the main release, not for the shock drop. The shock drop date we have, no date as of now for, but remember that the old Jordan 1 UNC Toe date was July 8th. So maybe we will see the shock drop around the start of July. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty obvious thing to say, but maybe around that July 8th date, we could see the shock drop happening. And of course, I'll make a follow-up video. I'm sure we'll see more info and probably know about the shock drop for the UNC Toes a little bit in advance. And don't forget, demand is going to be very high on these. There isn't a lot of shoes. I mean, there's going to be some pairs that'll be dropping around this release, but there isn't too much that is really going on right now in the sneaker game. So a lot of people are just going to be going for this pair to basically feed their sneaker craving, if that makes sense. And for my resellers too, it's one of the shoes they can flip right now, since it is going to be, after the shock drop, still going for a good price before the main release. We can discuss prices actually right now. Why don't we get into that? And you guys can see these are at a very high price point right now, but we're still, again, don't have a shock drop date yet, and we do not have one for, well, we do have one for the main release. That's July 22nd, but as pretty much from what you guys can tell, there's a lot of pairs that are really floating around right now. So again, once we have a confirmed date, once they start hitting FLX locations, these are going to drop a ton in price. Even with it being a UNC colorway, it probably will go for, higher 200s, maybe even 300s in the bigger size. In the bigger sizes, but we'll see. Again, it is a Jordan 1, and a lot of the Jordan 1s, even in really good colorways, like the patent breads, went pretty low before, like the 260, 250 in those big sizes. So I would expect these to follow, a pretty similar, pattern. We'll see, because some people are going to be botting this release very heavily, and I'm sure the back door is wide open for this drop, again, once they hit more FLX locations. So that's pretty much some of the more basic upfront details I can mention. And you guys already heard my predicted resale price for these, which was, again, between 280 to right around, I'd say like 320. That's like probably where I could see the bigger sizes being at the highest, but that would be if stock is a little bit lower than we're thinking, and I don't think that's going to be the case. I feel like there's going to be a good amount of these out there, and you're probably going to be able to get a pair if you enter, all raffles, all your local FLX locations. You're entering on Snkrs across a few accounts. Also, something, if you're trying to learn how to do that, we can show you the basics of learning, how to bot on Snkrs, or again, learning how to run manually, things like that. Like, we have a lot of basics and really good guides in there. But also, why don't we get into the rumored stock for this release? So again, that is rumored to, a little bit messy right now. I had to work 9 to 5 today, so I'm a little bit tired Saturday, but the rumored stock for this one is between 300 to 500k pairs. And really, it just seems, again, if you look at the pattern of most Jordan 1s, I feel like this is probably one of the better comparisons, because these were higher stock and still in demand, and some of those sizes ended up bricking pretty hard. Keep in mind, like, those like 9s and 8s, like those used to be at like 190, 180. So those ones went, below retail for a little bit, and I could see that maybe happening with the UNC Toes, but it's just like there's like probably a 95% chance these do not touch retail in any sizes, and the only ones that may touch retail would be like maybe like a size 8. But I feel like, again, the smaller sizes are going to be very popular for this pair right here. Like, the ladies are going to want this pair a lot, and there isn't like I think well, I know there's a grade school version that's going to be dropping of them, but there's, again, those sizes in men's also tend to do well, because people will buy that pair as well in the smaller sizes. So I could see those performing well over time as well. These, and again, those smaller sizes, we'll kind of have to see how it, goes and how it, happens. But if anything, this would be a long-term hold, just because 300 to 500,000 pairs, that's a lot. So it's not necessarily like a smaller release, if that makes sense. And a lot of a ton of FLX locations are going to be getting these, and we're going to see a lot of online raffles going up for these very, very soon. That's another thing that I should mention to you guys, because this is not one of those, it's not like an SB where you're not going to see it on any FLX, anything like that. Like, these are going to be posted at probably most of your local raffle locations or spots where you would see your pairs. If you have a local Hibbett shop, things like that, like, there will be pairs there most likely. So expect these to get it sent out. Expect a lot of restocks for these as well. Would not be shocked if we saw a second release for these as well, like, some sort of restock, for people wanting these still. But that would, of course, be a couple months down the line. There's still some other shock drops and things like that Nike has planned. But for my people that are interested in holding, it's not really a hold. Long term, yes, but short term, I mean, there will be better plays, just to say the least. Also, I've just been focusing on Yeezy recently, since there's a lot of pairs that they aren't dropping anymore. Like, I feel like that's just like a better bet, since, again, they aren't being produced. These, can't say that. There's a lot of pairs on the way. And the shock drop date, again, I'd probably see it happening around between like July 7th to probably like July 14th. That'd be my prediction personally, because if you remember, like, the Reimagine 3 shock drop and the Thunder 4 shock drop, this is going to be very similar to that, if not the exact same. Probably dropping it around, noon or so. I remember, like, for the last couple shock drops, they had done like 12:23, so wouldn't be shocked if they did that for this pair as well. But they might change it up. Again, Nike likes to do that, so we'll kind of see. But definitely a clean personal pair. Like, aside from, all the resale factors and, basics about that on this pair, there's just a lot to this one, and we shouldn't ignore it for that reason, because it's definitely going to be a very, very good flip. So make sure you guys are remembering that. It will definitely be a good one for your local as well. I know there'll be shops that'll be buying this one up. For consignment, these will probably go pretty crazy as well. So, Stadium Goods, places like that. We can also teach you how to consign down below. So, lots of tools you can use there. And with this release, don't miss it. On the way, make sure you got your notifications on, and I'll be sure to update you guys about the shock drop. And HYPELABS, we'll always be sure to, ping you guys exactly when it's loaded up. You can check, back-end monitors, anything like that. So yeah, make sure you guys aren't missing out, and stay tuned for the shock drop on the way. 300,000 to 500,000 pairs rumored. So keep in mind, not a smaller release. There is a lot of pairs of these on the way. So don't buy pairs right now. If anything, you'll have a couple months. So be patient. Don't worry. You'll have time. But if you guys want more content just like this kind of simple UNC Toe review, and again, I see these being very, very similar to the patent breads in terms of how they perform. You guys can see these have like started slowly. They really aren't making any progress. The good sales, but not a lot of progress. And that's like how it will probably be for this one. A lot of sales, but it's not going to be like, going up like crazy, because there'll be a lot of them out there. So now getting into the end of it, if you want to check us out down below, again, feel free to become a better reseller today. You guys can join that waitlist, see everything that is offered here, the Undermarket pairs. You can see some of the recent ones we did on our Instagram. I believe I pinned this there, so y'all can see that. Some of the Undermarket sneakers and clothing items. You can sell those to apps locally and profit that way easily. And of course, you have like clothing backdoors like outside, like, the deal section as well, and tons of other things. Again, early release info pings, hundreds of guides and online loops for cash, and of course free SEO, so boters running for you. Or again, if you want to learn how to bot, we can teach you that, and the deals. Again, another good feature. We try and do that every day. So I hope to see you guys there on that waitlist, and don't miss out. I'm ending that screen recording. So I'm Tristan. Thank you guys. Appreciate your support, and don't miss out on this shock drop on the way. And stay tuned for the video tomorrow. I should have one coming out. If not, again, it'll be the next day. It might take a little. We've been posting a lot of videos lately, so it might take like a day off, and we'll kind of see. But I'm Tristan. Thank you guys, and already ended the screen recording. So catch you guys in the next video soon. Peace.
Sticks made a fucking hit.